Greetings, Commanders, and welcome back to the Four Corners series here in Elite Dangerous, where we are more or less just kind of going to the four cardinal directions of the galaxy and visiting, hopefully, various interesting points of interest. Various interesting points of interest. That was good. Yeah. Hopefully, going to various points of interest around the galaxy from the Elite Dangerous star map, which should provide us with a reasonable number of interesting things to find along the way, in addition to the standard scanning and searching for things that we do. So hopefully all of that's going to work out pretty good. We're going to keep on heading on. Our next point of interest that we're going to is a lone Earth-like world in a system that has 2 stars and just the Earth-like world in it. So ideally we're going to get there today. Much like any long trip that you do, sometimes it takes a little longer to get there than you think, so be sure to come back for future episodes to see if we get to anything, see if we make it to our destination or if we have longer to go, see if anything interesting pops up. Exploration can be kind of boring, so you got to figure out ways to kind of make it a little bit more fun and interesting. So hopefully this sort of guided tour of the galaxy that we're going to be doing will make it pretty fun and interesting. I'm hoping. We'll see. You guys let me know. Let me know with your likes and your dislikes, and I won't necessarily see your comments unless you're a public subscriber or a member, but the like to dislike ratio will let me know. All right, let's see here. We're going to do our scans and see what we can find. We ended up stopping off at that last planet because there was some stratum tectonicus there, so I don't remember if we got first footfall or not. I wasn't really paying attention. I'm not overly concerned with money on this trip because we already have, well, way more than enough to buy a fleet carrier and all that stuff. And we had a fleet carrier for a little bit. I was gonna do a deep space carrier series, but I don't know. At a certain point, I just didn't feel like dealing with tritium and all that stuff. Like if they had the ability to like fuel scoop with the carriers and all that stuff, that would make it a lot more fun. Especially to do like a deep, or like, ooh, even if it was just something like where you had to pay for a module, that would be cool. That would be kind of cool. Where you had to like pay for a module to be able to fuel scoop stars. That would be cool. That would be super cool. All right. So we're just scanning all of this stuff here to see if any biology shows up. Does not seem like that's going to be the case, though, because I would imagine it would show up by now. I'm also looking for at least 2 biological sources, because it's not really worth our time to go look at what's almost certainly going to be a bacterium if you do a single thing there. So head off to this guy here. So yeah, hopefully, depending on if we find anything interesting, within the next 10 jumps, we'll be hopping into a system that has one little old Earth-like world all by itself, which, from a visual perspective, as I've said the last couple of episodes, isn't exactly the most interesting thing to look at. But from a scientific perspective, regardless of whether the fact that you just think about that it's just randomly generated, from a scientific perspective, it'd be kind of weird to have just a single Earth-like world all by itself in a star system. That's just weird. So we're going to go check it out and investigate and see. Because why not? Alright. I feel like my fuel scoop is just kind of sucky. And we got the 6A fuel scoop. I don't know, I just feel like it's taking forever to scoop. Alright, so this system has 6 bodies in it. Almost certainly not going to have any interesting biology in it, but we'll take a second and scan everything anyways for mapping purposes.
System scan complete. Frameshift drive charging.
And then up we go. Off to the next system. We are down to 8 jumps left to get to our next waypoint. So it's going to be interesting once we get there. I don't know, are you hoping that we're going to find something along the way, or you just want us to hurry up and get to the waypoint?
System scan complete. Fuel scooping.
Alright, so we're not going to get anything out of this system, so let's go ahead and start
Frameshift drive charging.
charging up that frameshift drive to get out of here. Come on, get out of the fuel scooping area. There we go. Very nice. So yeah, for the foreseeable future, for the next several months, I think, this is going to be what we're doing. We're hopping from system to system and doing some scans, and then punctuating our journey every so often with hopefully a very interesting waypoint to go and check out something that has already been found. It kind of guarantees that we find some interesting things to go look at. Ideally. Ideally. I don't know how interesting they'll be, but there'll be something. There'll be something to do.
Fuel scooping.
Because it's one of those things where if you break up your bigger goal into smaller chunks, it's much easier to kind of stick with it and keep going and not get burnt out so quick. So if we're doing a bunch of little journeys that are connected into a big journey, we're going to get a lot done. And we'll be able to stick it out for however long it takes us to go all the way around. Because instead of having like 200 or 300 jumps to get where we're trying to get to, we just have like, between 10 or 20 or maybe 30, hopefully 30 will be like the biggest stretches that we have getting from one place to another. I doubt it, but we'll see. We'll see. But if we can stay away from having to have like 300 jumps or something like that, or even 200. 200 is a lot. 200 is a lot of jumps to go from one thing to another. So if we can keep it down to like in the 50s or less or something like that, ideally that could be a few episodes of travel punctuated by a nice, interesting, hey, this is kind of cool. Ideally, we can try to do that.
Fuel scoop disengaged.
Wow, just hit my mouse. Okay, these are all icy bodies, so realistically, I'm not expecting much out of this, and they're all really far away. So unless there's going to be some serious biology on any of these, we are not coming over that direction. Let's see, that doesn't really cost us anything to just sit here and scan them. So, but there was nothing interesting to go do there anyway. So off we go to the next system. Oh yeah. I'm trying to do a little bit more in the way of like members only content, but at the same time, I want it to be interesting content. So I don't want to guarantee that there's going to be daily member content because I'm not always in the mood. Like today, I had to do a 5-hour shift for the thing that's allowing me to stay where I'm staying, and I'm just not in the mood to do extra work today. So, but I want to try to do a couple of videos a week where my members are getting a little bit more value for their buck, for the money that they're giving. But I'm also trying to figure out, what kind of content would be the most valuable for that, because not everybody's going to want to watch the same game. So I don't know. Just trying to figure out what the best option for that would be. Because I'm not necessarily crazy about trying to get ridiculous amounts of subscribers and all that kind of stuff. I'm much more interested in just finding a modestly large group of people who, like my work enough that they're willing to support me. Alright, so a bunch of single biology. I'm not wasting my time on that. We're just going to keep going. Just going to keep on keeping on. So we should be getting to our destination here pretty soon. Now watch the jump before we get to where the single Earth-like world is going to have like a bunch of biology in it, and it's going to be like, oh, we got to go check that out. But again, we're not going to land unless it's either like something we know is worth a lot of money, or it's something that has a high chance of being visually interesting to look at. So, not really trying to worry about money all that much. Oh, single star all by itself.
Frameshift drive charging.
topped off our fuel, and off to the next one. We got, what, 3 jumps to go? Yep, 3 jumps to go. So yeah, we'll see how interesting it is. Hopefully, I know that at some point I'm going to have to go back into the whole, you know, making these videos more chat videos than gameplay videos. I don't have a lot to talk about right now, so sorry. I got to get myself, I got used to doing the bounty hunter videos, so, you know, having a topic of conversation in mind isn't exactly at the top of my list of things to remember at the moment. I got to get myself back into that again, because I have to imagine that's what made my original exploration videos somewhat interesting to watch. You know, having something interesting to talk about. So I'll eventually get back to that, but I mean, I guess for today I can talk about, I was watching an Asmongold video just a bit ago where he was watching someone else complaining to him about some things that he said about recent things that are happening in politics. I generally try to stay away from politics. My interest in the video wasn't about the political part of it. It was about the guy who was like trying to tell him that he needed to change what he was doing, and my thought process was he does what his audience wants to see. So why, like, it's not on you to try to convince him to do what's not in his best interest. Like, you know, nobody cares about your opinion, and like nobody from his audience cares about the other guy's opinion, and they want Asmon to say what he's going to say because that's who he is and that's the kind of audience he's attracted. And to try to judge somebody based off of the kind of content they typically create, I don't know. That's just, it seems kind of ridiculous to me. I don't even know. It feels to me like it was just somebody who was, it was like the hypocrisy of it was just, you know, he made that video because he knew it would get a lot of attention because he was talking about a very popular content creator who does a lot of, I wouldn't say he does troll content, but he does talk a lot of crap about people. And he does. So I thought it was kind of hypocritical because he's criticizing Asmongold for talking about a subject and, you know, saying, and saying, you know, things about a certain community, right? And, you know, he was mostly just talking about how ridiculous some of them can be. Let me see here. You know, every movement's going to attract ridiculous people. That's not necessarily the people that are the problem. It's that eccentric people will always latch on to something that makes them feel like they can get something out of it. Okay, where is this Earthlike? Oh, there we go. There we go. Let's target that. We'll go visit it real quick. All right. So, you know, there's I don't know, what bothered me is the idea that somebody was going to get on the internet and try to tell someone else how they should be approaching their audience. And it's like, who are you, the thought police? Like, people get to say what they want to say. You don't have to like it. People get to say what they want to say. That's how it works. We have established here in the country that I live in anyway, the United States, we have established here that you have the right to say what you want to say. And we just went through a whole thing that repudiated a bunch of organizations that were trying to make it so that you couldn't say what you wanted to say anymore. And so for people to come along and try to judge people for saying what they want to say, I don't know. Me personally, it irritates me. Leave me alone. I can say what I want to say. You can disagree with me, but don't. And don't get me wrong. He's perfectly within his rights to criticize Asmongold for saying what he wants to say. I'm just pointing out the hypocrisy of he is farming content by talking about Asmongold, who he accuses of farming content by talking about what Asmongold was talking about. Like, you don't see the irony there? So, I don't know. Anyway, this is our single Earth-like world. And as you can see, the only other bodies here in the system is that star there, and then another star that's probably really far away. I mean, you can kind of make out that it's a star, but yep, that's all that's here. So, one lone Earth-like world all by its lonesome. Next thing is we need to bring up the EDSM website. Let me see. Let me pop that back up. Oh, it does. It just brings it right back up. So we are here at the Lone World, a system with but a single planet, a lone Earth-like world with only 2 unremarkable main sequence stars as company. Which, you know, if this existed in real life, it would be a really interesting scientific conundrum or question, or like, how did this just form all by itself right here? That's weird. But obviously, you know, RNG just kind of created it, and that's why we have it. So the next place we're going to be going is Close Shave. So 6th planet in this system is a life-bearing gas giant with rings, and the first moon is exceptionally close. So we're gonna go try to land on that. Actually, let's copy paste the destination here. Hop into the galaxy map so we can start heading off in that direction. So 16 jumps to get there. Not too shabby. It'll take us an episode or 2 to do that. I think we'll probably just try to get 6 jumps in today. That way we only have 10 jumps for the next episode, and we can actually just get there in the next episode. That would be nice. Have two oh, sorry. Let me get rid of have 2 point of interest videos in a row. I'm trying to, like, I want to try to get as many of the point of interest videos close together as I can, so we don't have like 3, 4, 5 travel videos back to back. Like, we're gonna have some travel videos. That's the way it works. Because, you know, I'm not trying to do a bunch of off-camera work to get to places that we're going. So I'm bringing you guys along for the journey. I'm not necessarily trying to just give you the super quick guided tour. If I have to go through it, you have to go through it. So, I mean, you have the option to skip the episodes if you don't want. If you don't want to go through that, that's, yeah, I can't stop you from doing that. But I am going to publish videos for the entire duration of it. So, yeah, there's that. Single biology, not worth our time. No biology. No biology. Too many different orbits happening right now. No biology. Okay, there's that. 3 geological. There goes all the asteroids. When I hear the word asteroid, and especially when I say it slow that way, it just reminds me of the original Star Trek movie.
System scan complete.
Because they get into a wormhole created by the warp drive that sucks in an asteroid, and the time slows down and slows down and slows down, and eventually they're speaking so slowly that it sounds like this, and they say, the female at the con or the information station or whatever station she was at goes, asteroid. I don't know if it's a female. I don't remember who said it, but I don't know. They're all talking really slow, and it sounded kind of funny when I was a kid and I first watched it. You know, the things you remember from your life.
Fuel scooping.
All right, we are down to 14 jumps. We should have time to do some scanning and get a few more jumps in, get down to where we have 10 jumps left to our next destination. Oh. But it's an icy body. That's fine. We'll go scan it. Just to see. Just to see if it's something interesting. High metal content. Icy body. Another 2 biology. Now, the cool thing about the way that this works is that they kind of went with the panspermia version of biology in this game. So, if you go to one body and then scan it, you're almost certainly going to find the same organisms on any of the other bodies in the same area. Like, if it's around the same star, it's probably going to have the same biology on all the planets. So realistically, we can just go to the one, see what's on there, and if it's interesting, just go down, take a look, and then move on and not really feel like we're going to miss out on anything, because the odds of the other planets having anything else other than what the planet you scanned already is pretty small. I mean, I'm sure it could happen, but they really went out of their way to make it so that the planets all kind of share the same biological options. So we'll get over here, we'll do some scanning, and then we'll move on to, because I'm imagining that this is probably going to be bacteria and fonticula, because icy bodies with 2 biological sources predominantly have bacteria and fonticula. I'm gonna say I'm mostly certain that that's what we're about to find here. Bacteria and fonticula. One of the few times that I would probably be willing to bet real money on. But of course, if I bet real money on it, then it would be because I'm never allowed to win anything, so I've never won anything in my life that had anything to do with random chance. Not even like small, inconsequential stuff. I never win anything. Alright, let's see what we got here. 6 probes. We should be able to do 4, so we'll do one. Oops. Do 1, 2, 3, and 4. That should be enough. So now we're going to see that it is bacteria and fonticula. Unless it decides to just, try to humble me or something. Sometimes that happens. But I called it, right? I called it. Alright, off to the next system. Next system en route is a keybind in your control menu. It's under the targeting section or whatever. So people sometimes ask me that. That's where it is. It's a keybind you can set. Next system en route.
3, 2, 1, engage.
Alright. So I think after this we have, what, 2 more jumps? 2 or 3 more jumps? Well, we'll check it when we get in there. I don't remember. Three more jumps. 3 more jumps.
Fuel scooping. System scan complete.
Alright, well, we're not scanning anything on this one.
Frameshift drive charging.
I have to say, being able to start charging our frameshift drive immediately is pretty sweet.
4, 3, 2, 1, engage.
You can almost do it right when the frameshift drive reset is done, and you can see the next body. But I find that even though the heat management on this ship is really great, you can't just sit there forever. Like you do have to do a little bit of deflecting away from the star to make sure that you don't overheat.
System scan complete.
Alright, so yeah, 2 more jumps. I just want to get down to 10. This is a big star, so...
Complete. Frameshift drive charging.
Can't just stay in there for that one. Just got to kind of skim it and go around. Fortunately, there's nothing here. Kind of hoping that the next system doesn't have anything in it either, so we can just get to 10 jumps away and then be done for the day. That's kind of what I'm hoping for. We'll see. We'll see. I don't know. Just like I said, everything about this is like... there's no way to do that without it looking wrong. It's rolling the dice, it's not the other thing.
Fuel scooping. Frameshift drive charging.
Alright. 1 more jump. If there's nothing there, we'll be done. If there's something there, we'll do some scanning and then we'll be done.
4, 3, 2, 1, engage.
Alright. What do we got? $19. Alright, so now the question becomes, is there anything interesting here? Or is it just 19 bodies of stuff? Okay, we got some gas giants. That's cool. Alright, and ideally there's a bunch of moons and stuff around it, so we'll scan that. Okay, should be... Alright, that gets rid of all of those. And then, ideally, there'll be one more gas giant with a crap ton of moons around it. That's about correct. So we got some rocky bodies in time. Do you believe me? Okay. Sorry, I grew up on Beetlejuice. Okay. We're gonna go... I don't know that we're gonna... I don't know, we might land on that one.
System scan complete.
Alright, well, we're gonna go check that out because that's different. That's very different. I don't know that I've ever found a biological source on a body with rings on it, with rings around it. That was that's different. That's a little bit different. Interesting. Very interesting. Alright, well this one wants 6 probes, so boom. 2, 3, 4. Oh, I still need to stay here so I can see what the things are. Duh.
Surface scanned by 50%.
Are you... That's lame. Since when? 6 probes. I should be able to do. I should be able to do 4. What the hell? Is that? I don't know if the rings are just screwing up my positioning or what.
Surface scan complete.
All right. Well, yeah. There's some bacteria here. I guess maybe in the next episode we'll go and land on this planet because we're out of time now. But yeah, that's pretty cool. I don't think I've ever seen this before. So. Very nice. Anyways, thanks for watching. Be sure to click the like button, subscribe to help us reach 10,000 subscribers. Join as a member for early access to videos, among other perks, or you can just leave YouTube's version of a tip with the thanks button. I also have PayPal and Patreon links in the description if you'd like to go outside of the YouTube economy to help out with the channel. So again, thanks for watching. Be sure to come back for the next episode of our Four Corners series, and I'll see you then.